Ever wonder why women seem to drop hints instead of just coming right out and saying how they feel? You know the type. Those lingering glances, the playful teasing, or the way she casually mentions she's single. For men, this can feel like solving a riddle wrapped in a mystery, but there's a good reason women prefer subtle signals over direct words. It's not about playing games, it's about testing the waters, protecting their hearts and keeping things exciting. First of all, let's be real. Putting feelings out there is scary for anyone, but especially for women. Why? Because rejection stings, and being upfront can feel like setting yourself up for disappointment. By sending signals, she's giving you the chance to notice her interest and step up without putting herself in a vulnerable spot. If you don't catch on, she can quietly back away without the awkward embarrassment of feeling exposed. It's her way of saying, "Hey, I'm here, but I'm not going to beg for your attention." Then there's the whole men should take the lead thing. Society has long painted the picture of men as the pursuers, so women often drop clues to see if you're confident enough to take the first step. It's not about playing hard to get, it's about finding out if you're observant, attentive, and bold enough to make a move. If she's asking about your dating life, laughing at your jokes a little too hard, or coincidentally showing up in places where you are, chances are she's interested. These aren't random actions, they're little invitations for you to step in and show her what you've got. And let's not forget, subtlety is part of the thrill. A little mystery makes everything more exciting. Instead of just announcing her feelings like breaking news, she might compliment you in a way that feels playful or tease you about something small. This keeps the emotional dance alive and gives you a chance to show that you're paying attention. If you pick up on her signals and respond thoughtfully, you're proving that you're not only interested but also emotionally in tune, something women value deeply. At times, those hints are also little tests. She might want to see if you're the kind of guy who notices the details and has the confidence to act. Missing those cues can sometimes be a deal breaker because it sends the message that you're either oblivious or uninterested. Women appreciate a man who pays attention and makes her feel seen without her having to spell it out. So, what's the takeaway here? Women send signals because it's a safe and exciting way to gauge your interest. If you want to win her over, pay attention to those little details, her questions, the way she looks at you, or how she laughs when you're around. Respond with confidence, be present, and show her that you understand her unspoken cues. Mastering this silent language isn't about guessing, it's about listening and showing that you're the kind of guy who gets it. And trust me, that's the kind of guy she'll want to know better. Now let's dive into the details of the 7 secret signs a woman wants you to make a move on her. Pay close attention, because understanding these subtle cues can completely change your dating game. If you find this content helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights. Now let's start with Sign 1. Keep past relationships vague. When she casually mentions an ex, it's not just idle conversation. It's often a signal that she's reflecting, learning, and, most importantly, letting you know she's single and open to new connections. These remarks may seem offhand, but they carry weight. She's testing the waters, gauging your reaction, and seeing if you're someone who can offer her trust, understanding, and emotional security. For you as a potential partner, this is a golden opportunity, if you play it right. Recognizing these hints shows emotional intelligence and attentiveness, qualities that instantly set you apart. Many men overlook these cues, either dismissing them as insignificant or responding insensitively, which can make her feel unheard or misunderstood. Don't be that guy. Instead, use this as a moment to connect on a deeper level. Respond thoughtfully and engage with genuine curiosity, not by prying into her past, but by showing her you see her as someone who's grown through her experiences. This shows maturity and that you're not just looking to fill a void, but that you value her individuality and what she brings to the table. I need to warn you, these signs may seem subtle and are just a foundation for you to reference. There are clear body language signals she might display, but you need to understand the basics before diving into the more specific body language cues. Stay tuned. Sign 2. She's more interested in what you're not saying. In the delicate art of dating, the unspoken often carries the most weight. One subtle yet powerful sign to pay attention to is her curiosity about your life. When a woman asks thougthoughtful questions about your experiences, feelings, and future aspirations, it's more than just small talk. It's her way of trying to understand you on a deeper emotional level. These questions reflect genuine interest and her desire to uncover what makes you unique, as she assesses the emotional connection and compatibility between you. Beyond the questions themselves, notice how closely she listens. If she picks up on your hesitations, pauses, or subtle discomfort during these conversations, it's a strong indicator of her emotional investment. This attentiveness shows that she values your authenticity and wants to create a space where you can be yourself. Women often connect emotionally by tuning into the finer details of a man's responses, what you say, what you don't say, and the emotions you reveal in between. To build and nurture this emotional connection, it's essential to be open and willing to share. Vulnerability isn't a weakness, it's a bridge to intimacy. By expressing your thoughts, feelings, and experiences honestly, you create a safe space where she feels comfortable sharing her own story in return. This mutual exchange of vulnerability builds trust and strengthens the emotional bond between you. Remember, meaningful connections are built on mutual understanding and emotional openness. So, when she shows curiosity about your life, embrace the moment. Share your story, listen to hers, and let the conversation flow naturally. By recognizing and responding to these unspoken cues, you not only deepen the connection, but also lay the foundation for a relationship rooted in trust, understanding, and genuine intimacy. Sign 3. She creates little moments of tension. This tension, a palpable energy between two individuals, serves as a silent invitation for further interaction. Understanding and recognizing these cues is crucial for navigating the complexities of attraction. One of the most potent tools in a woman's arsenal is lingering eye contact. Holding a gaze for a beat longer than usual creates an electric connection, a silent acknowledgement of mutual interest. This extended eye contact, often accompanied by a slight smile or a tilt of the head, goes beyond mere acknowledgement and becomes a subtle prompt, a silent question of, "What's next?" Further enhancing this tension is the manipulation of personal space. A woman leaning in, closing the distance between you, speaks volumes about her comfort level and receptiveness. This subtle shift in proximity intensifies the intimacy, creating a shared space charged with unspoken possibilities. This physical closeness amplifies the unspoken dialogue, adding another layer to the building tension. Intentional pauses in conversation also play a significant role. These moments of silence are not awkward gaps, but rather calculated breaks in the flow, allowing a sense of anticipation to build. These pauses offer an opportunity for reflection and provide a space for the man to take action, to fill the silence with words of affirmation or a gesture of connection. They are pregnant with potential, waiting to be filled with meaningful interaction. Recognizing and responding to these cues is key. When a woman holds your gaze, leans in, or creates a pregnant pause, it's a call to action. Reciprocate her subtle advances. Mirror her body language. Lean in closer. Initiate a gentle touch, or verbalize your feelings. These responses demonstrate your awareness and reciprocation of her interest, furthering the connection and deepening the interaction. By understanding and responding to these carefully orchestrated moments of tension, men can navigate the often confusing landscape of romantic interaction with confidence and clarity. Embrace the subtle cues, recognize the silent invitation, and don't hesitate to make your move when the opportunity arises. This ability to read and respond to unspoken signals can transform a potential connection into a dynamic and engaging relationship. Sign 4. She complains about other men to you. When a woman begins complaining to you about other men, whether it's their behavior, lack of maturity, or how they treat her, it can be more than just casual venting. While it might seem like she's simply sharing her frustrations, this subtle behavior often carries a deeper meaning. She may be signaling that she values your presence and wants you to make a move. Think about it this way. Why would she choose to discuss her disappointments with other men specifically with you? This is often her way of highlighting the qualities she finds lacking in those men, and by contrast, subtly hinting that you might possess what they don't. She's essentially setting the stage for you to notice the opportunity in front of you. For instance, if she says something like, "I can't believe how unreliable he is, it's so frustrating." Or, "Why can't guys just act mature for once?" She may be indirectly inviting you to step in and prove that you're different. When she complains about other men, she's opening up a vulnerable part of herself to you, which is significant. This behavior reflects trust and comfort, signaling that she sees you as someone she can confide in. It's also her way of testing the waters, gauging whether you're interested and capable of being the kind of partner she wants. So, how should you respond? First, don't bash the other men. This comes off as insecure and petty. Instead, listen attentively, empathize, and subtly highlight your own strengths through the conversation. For example, if she complains about men being unreliable, you could say something like, "Reliability is important in any relationship. I've always believed actions speak louder than words." This shows her that you embody the qualities she's looking for without directly competing with others. So, recognize this as an opportunity. Step up, be confident, and make your intentions known. Chances are, she's waiting for you to make your move. Sign 5. She drops hints about the future. Women, in particular, are adept at using indirect communication to gauge a man's interest and explore the potential for a deeper bond. One common tactic is the strategic mention of future plans, seemingly casual comments that hold a wealth of unspoken meaning. These seemingly offhand remarks about upcoming events or activities often serve as veiled invitations, subtle suggestions for shared experiences. When a woman mentions a concert she's attending, a new restaurant she's eager to try, or a weekend getaway she's planning, she's likely extending an invitation for you to join her. These aren't merely conversational fillers. They are carefully placed opportunities for you to engage, to demonstrate your interest, and to express your willingness to become a part of her life. Recognizing and responding to these subtle cues is paramount to fostering a deeper connection. Beyond specific events, the introduction of hypothetical scenarios also holds significant weight. When she playfully muses about future possibilities, such as, "Wouldn't it be amazing to travel to Italy someday?" Or, "I've always dreamed of learning to salsa," she's not just engaging in idle daydreaming. These seemingly whimsical statements often represent a deeper desire, a desire to envision a future that includes you. These shared fantasies, however light-hearted, allow for a glimpse into each other's aspirations and dreams, fostering a sense of intimacy and shared vision. They represent a subtle but significant step towards building a shared future. Responding effectively to these hints requires active listening and thoughtful action. Dismissing them as mere small talk can be a missed opportunity to deepen the connection. Instead, take these cues seriously and respond with enthusiasm. Express your interest in her plans and, crucially, suggest concrete actions to bring those shared experiences to life. If she mentions a concert, offer to get tickets. If she talks about a new restaurant, suggest making a reservation. This proactive approach not only demonstrates your interest, but also shows that you value her company and are eager to create shared memories. Furthermore, engaging in these hypothetical scenarios is equally important. Don't just passively agree, actively participate in the fantasy. Share your own travel dreams, express your willingness to learn salsa, and build upon her vision of the future. This mutual participation strengthens the bond, creating a shared narrative and solidifying your place within her imagined future. By recognizing and acting on these subtle cues, men can transform casual conversations into opportunities for deeper connection. Embrace these moments, not as fleeting thoughts, but as invitations to build a more meaningful relationship. The key is to be attentive, responsive, and proactive, demonstrating a genuine interest in sharing experiences and building a future together. Sign 6. She dresses up but says, "It's no big deal." While grand gestures and overt declarations certainly have their place, it's the smaller, more nuanced signals that often reveal the true depth of someone's interest. For women, the effort put into personal appearance can be a powerful indicator of romantic interest, a silent yet effective way of communicating attraction. When a woman consistently dresses stylishly in your presence, even in casual settings, it's a clear sign she wants to make a positive impression. This careful curation of her appearance goes beyond simply wanting to look good. It's a reflection of her desire to capture your attention and connect with you on a deeper level. The choice of a flattering outfit, the careful application of makeup, and the attention to detail in her accessories all speak to an underlying desire to be noticed and appreciated by you. Interestingly, this effort is often accompanied by a deliberate downplaying of the very effort expended. She might casually dismiss her carefully chosen ensemble with a remark like, "Oh, this old thing, I just threw it on," or downplayed her meticulously styled hair with, "I didn't even do anything to it today." This seemingly self-deprecating commentary is not a sign of insecurity, but rather a strategic move, a subtle test to gauge your reaction. She's looking to see if you're attentive enough to notice and appreciate the effort she's made, a subtle way of assessing your level of interest. Recognizing and acknowledging these efforts is crucial. A genuine compliment on her outfit, a specific comment on her stylish shoes, or an expression of admiration for her overall look can go a long way in reinforcing her feelings and deepening the connection between you. This positive reinforcement not only boosts her confidence, but also demonstrates your attentiveness and appreciation, signaling your reciprocal interest. It shows that you're not just passively observing, but actively engaged in the subtle dance of attraction. Moreover, acknowledging her effort goes beyond simply boosting her ego. It creates a positive feedback loop. When she sees that you notice and appreciate her efforts, she's more likely to continue putting thought and care into her appearance when she's around you. This, in turn, reinforces the cycle of attraction, creating a more vibrant and dynamic connection. So, the next time you find yourself in the company of a woman who has clearly put effort into her appearance, take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate it. A simple, genuine compliment can be a powerful tool, strengthening your bond and fostering a more inviting atmosphere for romance to blossom. It's a small gesture, with potentially significant rewards, demonstrating your attentiveness and furthering the unspoken dialogue of attraction. Sign 7. She's curious about your dating life. When a woman expresses curiosity about your dating status, it often serves as a clear. When a woman starts asking questions about your dating life, whether you're seeing someone, how your past relationships have been, or what kind of partner you're looking for, it's rarely out of casual curiosity. More often than not, this is a subtle sign that she's interested in you and wants to know where she stands. By probing into your romantic history or current situation, she's gathering information to determine if you're available and if there's an opening for something more. Think about it. When someone doesn't care, they rarely ask personal questions about your love life. If she's genuinely curious, it means she's invested in understanding more about you beyond surface-level conversations. Questions like, "Are you seeing anyone right now?" or "What kind of girl do you usually date?" might seem innocent on the surface, but they often hold a deeper meaning. These are her subtle ways of figuring out if she has a chance with you, and if your romantic preferences align with what she sees in herself. Her curiosity is also an indirect way of testing the waters to see how you respond. If you mention that you're single, or that you're looking for someone who shares certain qualities, she's likely paying close attention to what you say. In many cases, women will even joke lightly about your dating life to keep things casual while still seeking valuable insights. For example, she might say, "I bet you have a ton of girls lining up for you," or "Someone like you must not stay single for long." These comments are designed to elicit a reaction and gauge your availability without putting her feelings entirely on the line. So, how should you handle this? Be honest and open without overplaying your hand. If you're interested in her, this is your chance to show it. For example, you might respond with something like, "Actually, I haven't found the right person yet. Someone with qualities like yours would be ideal." This kind of playful yet genuine comment communicates interest without being overly forward. At the same time, don't immediately spill all the details of your dating life. Maintaining a little bit of mystery keeps the dynamic interesting and allows her curiosity to grow. By staying confident, respectful, and subtle in your responses, you can encourage her to continue pursuing the conversation, which strengthens the connection between you. Ultimately, when she's curious about your dating life, it's often her way of exploring the possibility of something more. She's giving you an opportunity to step up and make a move. Don't miss the moment. Respond with confidence, show your interest, and let the natural chemistry between you build. Chances are she's hoping for exactly that. 21 signs about the body language of a woman who is sexually attracted to you. While words can deceive, the body speaks a primal language of attraction that rarely lies. What's even more fascinating is that 93% of men miss these silent signals, walking past golden opportunities without even realizing it. Today, we're decoding the hidden language of female desire, 21 unconscious behaviors that betray a woman's deepest attractions, no matter how hard she tries to conceal them. From the way she mirrors your movements to that almost imperceptible flush in her cheeks, these telltale signs have been confirmed by behavioral psychologists as universal indicators of sexual interest. After that, we will also clarify the differences in body language between men and women, giving you the most comprehensive perspective. Ready to discover if that special someone is secretly attracted to you? Pay close attention to sign number 7. It's so subtle yet so powerful that once you notice it, you'll never look at social interactions the same way again. First, let's work together to establish a foundational understanding of body language, broken down in detail for each part of the body. Each body part tells its own unique story. Pay close attention, and you'll uncover a surprising perspective on the masterpiece of humanity known as the human being. Reading body language. How we use our bodies to flirt. If you've found someone you're interested in, body language and signs of attraction can give you useful clues to help you figure out if the feeling is mutual. Body language is the non-verbal signals we give to others about our feelings toward them. They span the emotional range and have endless social functions. Let's look at dating body language and how being more attuned to it can work in your love life. Numerous individuals skillfully mask their genuine emotions in discussions, especially regarding romantic interests. However, the heart's desires are frequently revealed through other bodily signals. These deliberate and involuntary movements fill the gap when verbal expression falls short. Below is a concise guide to interpreting your date's nonverbal communication and indicators of attraction. Eyes. The eyes offer glimpses into the soul, and eye contact plays a long-established part in social exchanges. A silent understanding sometimes occurs through eye contact before verbal confirmation, a sensation often experienced during dates, especially with cues like abrupt pupil enlargement. A University of Edinburgh study also suggests women gravitate towards men with larger pupils. However, something considerably more intriguing happens emotionally when gazes meet. A 2017 study discovered that sustained eye contact might trigger the release of hormones associated with love and affection. Thus, eye contact might not just reveal a connection but actively foster it. Eye contact and attraction. Eye contact is a form of nonverbal expression. We delve deeper into the subtle realm of communication through eye contact and attraction. Eyebrows. Beyond the familiar frown or a raised eyebrow signifying curiosity, eyebrows can convey more nuanced messages in nonverbal communication. You might have encountered the attraction eyebrow flash, a quick involuntary eyebrow lift. This gesture instantly reveals a person's engagement in the interaction. The challenge lies in its fleeting nature, lasting a mere fifth of a second, easily missed in a blink. However, eyebrow flashes often recur throughout conversations, emphasizing the importance of sustained eye contact and open gestures during flirtatious exchanges. Mouth. Our mouths are highly expressive, which can complicate the interpretation of body language and attraction signals. For example, slightly parted or bitten lips can denote excitement and attraction, but also nervousness and anxiety, as our lips become more sensitive during heightened emotional states. Body language expert Patty Wood observes that attraction often leads to increased saliva production, so frequent lip licking could suggest your efforts are succeeding. While not definitive proof of affection, it offers potential clues. Head. A forward head tilt can indicate interest, if not outright attraction. Individuals also frequently adjust their appearance, rearranging hair or touching their jawline, to prompt the other person to pay closer attention. This can strongly hint at some level of interest. Other positive head cues include slight rotations to improve listening or upward tilts signifying agreement. We instinctively grasp positive and negative head movements, so trust your intuition. Nose. Few nonverbal nasal cues are favorable for romantic prospects. A recent Universidad de las Americas study found nearly all carried negative implications. Flaring nostrils typically signal anger, while fidgeting with the nose reveals nervousness or discomfort. Nevertheless, negative body language can be a valuable indicator of when to shift conversational topics. Use even negative nonverbal cues as opportunities to redirect the interaction. Arms. Arms are among the more evident aspects of body language and attraction. Many of us instinctively recognize open arm gestures as welcoming and closed gestures as defensive. Crossed arms generally aren't positive and can suggest resistance to the conversation or the speaker. However, they might also indicate a lack of established trust. Conversely, hands on hips, akimbo, convey openness and confidence, power gestures. Legs. Legs are often overlooked yet highly expressive. In non-verbal communication, a foot pointed towards you or a knee angled in your direction can signify interest. Observe their leg position. Crossing at the feet can suggest confidence and relaxation. Crossing at the knees, however, can signal anxiety or defensiveness. Foot tapping, of course, requires no expert interpretation and clearly denotes impatience or irritation. General facial expressions. These are among the simplest non-verbal cues to decipher, often ingrained in human behavior. Facial expressions typically accompany speech for standard communication. However, when interpreting body language and signs of attraction, recognize individual differences. Nervousness might manifest as a smile, or awkwardness as laughter. Someone might display conventionally positive facial cues while feeling differently internally. Therefore, it's crucial to be equally attentive to both words and gestures and the combined message they convey. Okay, have you mastered the stories and personalities that different parts of the human body convey? If you have, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment "I'm ready" below, because we're about to dive deeper into today's topic. 21 signs about the body language of a woman who is sexually attracted to you. Body language has its stories, but what about her body language? Let's explore the details together. Women frequently convey their interest subconsciously through nuanced body language. A prime example is the tenderous response. This entails a woman lifting her shoulders in a shrug-like motion when she's drawn to a man, reminiscent of cradling an infant, signifying warmth and affection. This elevated shoulder gesture transcends mere physical movement. It's an intrinsic mirroring of the female breast's curvature, subtly conveying nurturing and attraction. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius underscored the significance of comprehending human nature and conduct. He posited that grasping these subtle signs allows one to navigate social exchanges with enhanced wisdom and empathy, which are fundamental tenets of Stoicism. 1. Shrugging and lifting shoulders. A woman lifting her shoulders in your company not only displays a tender gesture, but subconsciously communicates comfort and attraction. This seemingly insignificant body language cue can be a potent indicator of her emotions. In our contemporary world, where digital communication often eclipses face-to-face interaction, recognizing such nonverbal cues provides a distinct advantage in understanding and connecting with others on a deeper plane. Stoic principles encourage us to be perceptive and attentive to these signs, empowering us to respond authentically and appropriately. 2. Tossing her head back to expose her armpit. Witnessing a woman toss her head back, letting her hair cascade over her shoulders or away from her face, may indicate sexual attraction. This gesture isn't confined to women with long hair. Even those with shorter styles exhibit this behavior, according to body language specialists. This movement serves two purposes. It exposes her neck and underarms, areas known to emit pheromones, subtle chemical signals that can draw the opposite sex. This seemingly casual action is deeply embedded in our primal instincts, designed to capture attention and convey interest wordlessly. Recall a time you experienced a sudden, inexplicable attraction to someone. Was it something they said, or was it a subconscious physical cue like this that stirred your emotions? Let's pause and reflect. How frequently do you overlook these subtle cues in our fast-paced world? Respond with yes and no, or sometimes in the comments below. Have you experienced a connection without understanding its origin? Heightened awareness of these nonverbal cues enhances our comprehension of social exchanges, fostering deeper, more meaningful relationships. This awareness transcends romantic attraction, improving overall communication skills and enriching our social lives. The key takeaway from this particular gesture is the importance of observing nuances in human behavior. It's a call to be present in our interactions and to decipher the unspoken signals that convey interest and affection. By doing so, we cultivate more profound and genuine relationships, guided by Stoic wisdom. 3. Swaying hips more than usual. A woman sexually attracted to you may exhibit a subtle yet perceptible sway in her hips as she walks. This amplified movement is often observed when she's approaching a place where she anticipates your gaze, like the restroom. This isn't arbitrary behavior, it's a primal signal rooted in human evolution, designed to attract attention and communicate interest. Envision this as an involuntary dance, a physical embodiment of attraction. The human body is the best picture of the human soul, Ludwig Wittgenstein stated, a sentiment particularly relevant to body language. Have you ever witnessed this type of movement and questioned its intentionality? Understanding these subtle cues allows you to better interpret a woman's interest. A Stoic approach encourages observation without judgment and understanding the underlying motivations behind actions. This awareness fosters navigating social interactions with clarity and assurance, aligning with our channel principles. When observing a woman swaying her hips, consider the context and accompanying signs. Is she making eye contact? Smiling? Playing with her hair? These combined elements provide a clearer understanding of her feelings. Instead of dismissing this movement, consider its significance within the broader context of your interaction. How does recognizing these signs alter your engagement with others? Can this awareness improve your personal and social life, embodying the Stoic mindset? By cultivating keen observation, you decipher the subtle languages people speak, fostering more meaningful and deliberate connections. 4. Touching up makeup. When a woman refreshes her lipstick during a date, it indicates she's trying to present her best self to you. This seemingly minor gesture reveals her interest and effort to appear attractive. In the realm of body language, such actions are significant indicators of attraction. As Marcus Aurelius stated, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Observing and interpreting these subtle cues profoundly influences your understanding of social dynamics and relationships. A woman touching up her makeup isn't simply conforming to societal beauty standards, she's signaling her desire to be noticed and admired. This act of reapplying lipstick demonstrates her commitment to maintaining an appealing appearance, reflecting her interest and investment in the date. In today's world, where first impressions and appearances carry considerable weight, recognizing these signals can enhance your interactions and relationships. Reciprocating this attention and care is crucial. This is particularly relevant in our fast-paced world, where digital communication often overshadows face-to-face exchanges. Attending to such details distinguishes you, showcasing attentiveness and emotional intelligence. 5. Looking at your lips. A potent sign of female sexual attraction is focused attention on your lips. This isn't a fleeting glance, but a lingering gaze that captures your attention. It's not accidental. It's a profound, almost instinctive gesture rooted in human nature and biology. This action subconsciously highlights her own lips, making them appear more alluring. Looking at your lips can also trigger subtle tongue movements designed to catch your eye, perhaps licking or gently biting her lips. This is her body's way of communicating desire without words, utilizing the universal language of attraction and seduction. Consider a scenario where you're conversing with a colleague over coffee. If her gaze repeatedly falls to your lips, her eyes brightening with each word, this seemingly small act can be remarkably revealing. It signifies interest, a silent cue of deeper, more intimate attraction. This subtle interplay of glances and gestures often surpasses the power of words. Have you ever unconsciously exhibited similar behavior? These nonverbal cues are powerful tools in human interaction, often conveying more than words can express. They are crucial in forming connections and expressing unspoken desires. Ultimately, understanding these subtle signs can enrich your interactions and help you build more authentic relationships. It teaches us that the language of attraction is often silent yet deeply expressive. By being mindful of these cues, you can cultivate a more engaging and fulfilling social life, grounded in Stoic principles and the pursuit of true happiness. This approach enhances your personal connections and aligns with the Stoic philosophy of living a virtuous and self-aware life, where every interaction is an opportunity for growth and understanding. 6. Stroking her purse. A seemingly trivial act, like gently stroking a purse, can be a significant indicator of attraction. She might even ask you to pass her purse or retrieve something from it. This is important because placing her purse within your reach is a symbolic invitation into her personal space, demonstrating trust and openness, key components of connection building. Conversely, moving her purse away suggests emotional distance and disinterest or discomfort. Repeatedly placing her purse near you is a deliberate choice. Women often use objects as extensions of themselves, and by positioning her purse close to you, she subtly conveys a desire for proximity. This non-verbal act communicates comfort and a desire for closeness. Being mindful of these cues is essential for respectful Stoic interaction. Recognizing such a small gesture allows for understanding the language of attraction and responding in a way that respects both your feelings and hers. This is where Stoic empathy comes into play. By attuning yourself to her non-verbal signals, you can foster a deeper connection based on mutual respect and understanding. 7. Raise your eyebrows and lower your eyelids. A notable seductive gesture is raising the eyebrows while subtly but distinctly lowering the eyelids. This expression, often compared to a woman's facial expression during orgasm, strongly suggests interest and desire. Do you concur? Comment, "I agree," to connect with others who share this perspective. This combination of eyebrow movement and drooping eyelids is more than a random facial expression. It's deeply rooted in human psychology and instinctive behavior. It signals vulnerability and openness, inviting the man closer, both physically and emotionally. Within the context of Stoic life lessons, recognizing such non-verbal cues aligns with the principle of observing the world without emotional clouding. As Marcus Aurelius stated, the soul colors its thoughts. Attentively observing these subtle signs cultivates mindful awareness, enriching your interactions and helping you navigate social dynamics with wisdom and grace. 8. Walking or sitting with a limp wrist. A woman walking or sitting with a limp wrist sends a subtle yet powerful signal. This gesture, frequently used in seduction, conveys submissiveness, which can be appealing to men. It suggests a willingness to be led, creating a dynamic where the man feels empowered to take charge. This transcends physical attraction, tapping into deeper psychological cues embedded in human behavior. Imagine observing a woman at a cafe, her wrist resting softly on the table's edge during conversation. Her body language is open, inviting, and subtly submissive, attracting attention without overt actions. This is not weakness, but a strategic expression of interest and availability. In a modern context, consider successful professionals who, despite strong personas, know when to lower their guard in personal settings to foster deeper connections. This duality enriches and complicates human interaction. How often do we miss these subtle cues? The limp wrist gesture, though seemingly minor, can profoundly indicate attraction and interest. It reminds us that observing non-verbal communication is crucial in our pursuit of Stoic principles. Honing this awareness improves our interactions and fosters more meaningful relationships. Recognizing and understanding the body language of attraction, such as the limp wrist gesture, enriches our social interactions. It's not about negative dominance or submission, but about creating balanced and flowing communication. Integrating this awareness into our daily lives aligns with Stoic principles, fostering Stoic happiness and deeper, more fulfilling connections. 9. Caressing her knees. When a woman touches and caresses her knees, it can strongly indicate sexual interest. While seemingly subtle, this gesture speaks volumes about her feelings and intentions. Imagine her gently touching or caressing her own knees while sitting across from you. This seemingly innocent or even unconscious act is a significant non-verbal cue. Her likely unawareness makes it all the more telling. It often signifies a desire to bridge the physical distance between you. Touching her knees may reflect a wish to touch yours, symbolizing a deeper longing for closeness. Remember, body language is a potent form of communication, often revealing more than words. Touching and caressing her knees transcends a random act. It potentially indicates interest and desire. Our channel approach to interpreting these signs can guide you towards better understanding and deeper connections. How will you integrate these insights into your future interactions? Can you see how a stoic mindset can transform your perception and response to such signals? Reflect on these thoughts and how they can enhance your journey towards personal growth and improved relationships. 10. Exposing the underside of her wrists. The gradual exposure of the delicate inner wrist is often an unconscious sign of vulnerability and openness. Stoicism teaches us to observe the world and its nuances with a calm and discerning mind. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Applying this principle helps us interpret the silent language of attraction. Exposing her wrists signals trust and a willingness to be vulnerable, similar to the Stoic approach of embracing truth and authenticity. While seemingly trivial in modern life, these gestures carry profound implications. Recognizing and respecting them can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections. When a woman gradually reveals the underside of her wrists, she communicates comfort and interest. This isn't random, but a significant body language cue. It's essential to approach such moments with a stoic mindset, remaining observant and reflective rather than reactive. The gradual exposure of a woman's inner wrists is a delicate yet telling sign of attraction, rooted in human behavior. Integrating Stoic principles allows us to better understand and appreciate these subtle cues, fostering more meaningful and authentic connections. This approach enriches our personal interactions and embodies Stoicism's teachings on living with intention, awareness, and virtue. 11. Cross your legs. Crossing legs, a classic and seductive move commonly observed in women, particularly when wearing short skirts, shorts, or tight leggings, is both discreet and revealing, making it a highly seductive body language signal. It intentionally draws attention to her legs, conveying comfort and confidence. Beyond physical charm, there's a complex psychology at play. Crossing her legs can signal openness to closer interaction while maintaining modesty and self-control. This balance between vulnerability and restraint can be highly seductive. How do we apply this knowledge practically? Interact with individuals exhibiting these signs respectfully and sincerely. Ask yourself, what does her body language reveal about her state of mind and emotions? Do you reciprocate her interest with equal care and respect? Comment 1, if yes, 2, if no. This self-awareness and concern for others' comfort aligns with Stoic happiness, which emphasizes harmony and mutual respect in relationships. 12. Stroking her thigh or neck. Our 12th point focuses on sensually stroking the thigh, neck, or décolletage. This seemingly simple action carries deeper meaning and potential. It's a clear sign of heightened attraction towards you. This gesture is an invitation, suggesting openness to reciprocation if you respond appropriately. Women possess a higher density of sensory nerves than men, increasing their sensitivity to physical touch. This sensitivity is both physical and emotional, making their touch a powerful communication form. Have you considered how much more these small gestures can convey than words? When a woman gently strokes her neck, consider it an invitation into her personal space, signaling comfort and attraction. This is often accompanied by other signs of interest like sustained eye contact, smiling, or leaning closer. Attending these collective cues provides a clearer picture of her feelings. By understanding and responding appropriately, you foster deeper connection and mutual understanding. This aligns with Stoic principles of awareness, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Our channel attitude projects confidence and respect, making you more appealing and trustworthy. When a woman sensually strokes her thigh, neck, or décolletage, it clearly signals attraction. A Stoic response ensures you approach these situations with calmness and respect, leading to more meaningful connections. 13. Stroking phallic-shaped objects. Number 13 on our list of 21 facts concerns stroking objects like cigarettes, the rim of a wine glass, an earring, or any phallic-shaped item. This seemingly innocent gesture can be a powerful unconscious indicator of a woman's thoughts. Stroking these objects can be a projection of her inner thoughts and feelings. Psychologists suggest such actions often unconsciously reflect internal states, indicating sexual attraction. When you observe this behavior, understand it as a potential non-verbal expression of interest. This subtle body language aligns with the Stoic principle of observing the world with a calm and discerning mind, allowing us to see beyond the surface and understand deeper truths. In essence, stroking objects like cigarettes or the rim of a wine glass is more than just a habit. It's a significant indicator of her internal state. 14. Twirling her hair. The act of twirling her hair is one of the most classic and easily recognizable gestures of flirtation, yet its meaning can vary greatly depending on the context and manner in which it's performed. When a woman gracefully wraps a lock of hair around her fingers or delicately places it near her mouth, it often signals interest and flirtation. This gesture subtly draws attention to her face and movements, inviting observation without appearing overly obvious. The allure lies in the blend of shyness and playful seduction, which can captivate a man's attention effortlessly. However, the nuance in how this action is performed is critical. When the movements are fluid and intentional, such as gently curling the hair with open, relaxed gestures, the signal is one of confidence and flirtation. On the other hand, if the hair is bitten or hidden, the gesture may convey nervousness, boredom, or even disinterest. For instance, a woman absent-mindedly chewing on her hair might be expressing irritation or distraction rather than attraction. From a psychological perspective, hair twirling is both a self-soothing action and a subtle signal of vulnerability. This interplay of self-comfort and outward communication makes it a powerful gesture. In the context of Stoic philosophy, recognizing the intention behind this act promotes emotional clarity and enables a better understanding of human behavior. Observing such nuances in body language helps us appreciate the unspoken beauty of human connection. By approaching these moments with calm awareness, one can navigate interactions with greater confidence and empathy, deepening connections without overstepping boundaries. 15. Placing one leg under the other. When a woman places one foot under the other in a relaxed posture, this seemingly minor action can carry significant meaning. This position exudes comfort and casualness, breaking down formal barriers and inviting intimacy. It signals that she feels at ease in your presence, creating an environment conducive to deeper connection. The gesture also subtly draws attention to her legs and thighs, which are often associated with openness and vulnerability in body language. Beyond physical attraction, this pose communicates trust. A woman who adopts such a relaxed position indicates she is willing to let her guard down, showing a level of comfort and acceptance in your presence. It's not merely about revealing physical beauty, but demonstrating a willingness to share a more authentic and unguarded version of herself. Body language expert Joe Navarro aptly described nonverbal communication as a silent code that reveals truths words often fail to express. The way a woman positions her legs is a perfect example of this silent yet powerful conversation. This gesture also has deeper evolutionary and social roots. Historically, vulnerability in body language has often been linked to attraction and trust building. By relaxing her posture and subtly revealing parts of herself, a woman conveys openness to forming a closer connection. Recognizing and respecting this nonverbal cue allows for a deeper understanding of her feelings, enhancing your ability to respond thoughtfully and respectfully. 16. Rocking her shoe on her toe. A less obvious but highly telling gesture of attraction is when a woman rocks her shoe on her toe, slipping it in and out in a relaxed motion. While this may appear as a casual or unconscious act, it carries layers of meaning. This movement suggests that she feels comfortable and at ease in your presence, as such relaxed behavior typically only occurs in safe and welcoming environments. Beyond comfort, this act also carries subtle sexual undertones symbolizing vulnerability and openness. The act of slipping the shoe in and out creates a dynamic visual cue, often interpreted as suggestive without being overt. For many, the female foot holds an allure that amplifies the impact of this gesture, making it a powerful yet understated signal of attraction. However, its effectiveness lies in its subtlety. Performed unconsciously, it reveals authentic feelings, unlike exaggerated or intentional gestures that might seem forced. From a Stoic perspective, understanding and responding to this gesture involves maintaining composure and respect. Recognizing the gesture as an invitation to build trust, rather than an overt sexual signal, ensures that your reactions align with Stoic principles of self-control and emotional intelligence. By appreciating the non-verbal dialogue without overstepping boundaries, you foster deeper, more genuine interactions. 17. Holding a gaze with slightly lowered eyelids. Few gestures are as universally captivating as holding a gaze with slightly lowered eyelids. This deliberate and lingering look conveys interest and desire while maintaining an air of mystery. It invites the recipient to participate in a silent conversation, creating a dynamic interplay of observation and acknowledgement. When a woman holds your gaze just long enough to communicate intent before looking away, she is signaling attraction in a way that feels confident yet non-aggressive. This gesture is deeply rooted in human nature. Across cultures and throughout history, eye contact has served as one of the most potent forms of non-verbal communication. Lowering the eyelids slightly while maintaining a gaze adds an element of vulnerability, drawing the other person closer emotionally and physically. It's an invitation to connect, creating an intimate moment that words cannot replicate. However, the power of this gesture lies in its balance. Prolonged eye contact without breaking away can come across as intense or confrontational, while fleeting glances might seem unintentional. The slightly lowered eyelids soften the gaze, creating an approachable and inviting demeanor. Reflecting on past interactions with this knowledge can be enlightening, helping you recognize missed opportunities and refine your ability to read unspoken cues. 18. Plucking her eyebrows. Plucking her eyebrows, or lightly grooming them with her fingers, might seem like an insignificant action, but it carries profound implications in the realm of body language. This subtle gesture often reflects a mix of nervousness and vulnerability, which can paradoxically increase a woman's allure. When a woman touches or adjusts her eyebrows during a conversation, it may signal that she is seeking reassurance, feeling self-conscious, or trying to gauge your reaction. Interestingly, this action can trigger a protective response in men. Biologically, humans are wired to detect signs of vulnerability, which often evoke feelings of care and attraction. This reaction is not manipulative, but rather a natural consequence of how our brains process nonverbal cues. As Stoic philosopher Epictetus once noted, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Observing such gestures with mindfulness allows you to respond thoughtfully, fostering empathy and understanding. This small yet meaningful gesture highlights the intricacies of human connection. By recognizing these unconscious actions, you gain deeper insight into a woman's emotions and can navigate interactions with greater emotional intelligence. 19. Gathering her hair into a ponytail or bun. The act of gathering hair into a ponytail or bun is a deceptively simple yet profoundly meaningful gesture in nonverbal communication. Often performed without conscious thought, it conveys a subtle message of vulnerability and openness. By exposing the back of her neck, a part of the body typically hidden and highly sensitive, a woman subtly invites attention and signals a willingness to connect. This gesture is not solely about physical aesthetics, it reflects an emotional readiness to drop defenses and engage more intimately with the person in her presence. The neck, especially the back of it, has long been considered an erogenous zone in many cultures. It is rich with nerve endings and associated with both sensuality and trust. Biologically, exposing this area communicates comfort and safety, as it reveals one of the body's most vulnerable regions. In social or romantic settings, when a woman gathers her hair to reveal her neck, it is often an unconscious signal of interest or attraction. This act can also be seen as an invitation for closer interaction, whether through conversation, touch, or deeper emotional connection. From an evolutionary perspective, such gestures have roots in the dynamics of attraction. Vulnerability, as displayed by revealing the neck, fosters trust and intimacy. In modern contexts, this gesture may also convey a level of confidence, showing that she is comfortable enough to be unguarded in her interaction. For the observer, it is an opportunity to appreciate the nuances of nonverbal communication and respond appropriately, acknowledging the trust that the gesture implies. Stoicism, with its emphasis on mindfulness and measured reaction, offers valuable lessons in interpreting such cues. Rather than overanalyzing or jumping to conclusions, the philosophy teaches us to observe gestures like this with calm awareness and respect, recognizing the layered meanings behind simple acts, like tying her hair back, enables deeper connections rooted in mutual understanding and trust. Responding with composure and genuine interest honors the subtle beauty of the interaction, fostering a space for authentic connection. By integrating such awareness into everyday interactions, we enrich our relationships and cultivate a more profound appreciation for the silent language of human connection. 20. Touching her neck. The neck is one of the most intimate and expressive parts of the body, making it a compelling nonverbal cue in the realm of attraction. Its sensitivity, both physical and emotional, allows it to communicate subtle yet powerful messages. When a woman touches or exposes her neck, it often draws attention to this delicate area, signaling vulnerability, trust, and openness. These gestures tend to happen unconsciously, reflecting her comfort in the interaction. For men, the neck holds a timeless allure, as its softness and exposure are culturally and biologically linked to qualities like youth, vitality, and femininity. This subconscious attraction underscores the profound interplay between body language and human instinct. Touching the neck in social or romantic contexts is a particularly nuanced gesture. Unlike overt forms of attraction, this action is understated, creating an air of mystery while inviting closer connection. A woman might lightly graze her neck, tilt her head to one side, or gently brush her hair away, all of which subtly emphasize this vulnerable area. These movements often accompany other signs of interest, such as leaning in, prolonged eye contact, or playful smiles, creating a cohesive and layered message of attraction. By observing these gestures in conjunction with other cues, one can gain valuable insights into her feelings and level of interest. From a psychological perspective, touching the neck serves as a dual-purpose gesture. It can act as a form of self-soothing when she feels slightly nervous or excited, while simultaneously signaling openness and receptivity to deeper connection. This duality makes the gesture intriguing and highly impactful, as it conveys both vulnerability and intent. Interpreting such cues requires a careful, stoic approach. Rather than rushing to conclusions or projecting assumptions, the philosophy of Stoicism encourages mindful observation and thoughtful reaction. Recognizing a woman's gesture of touching her neck is not about exploitation, but rather about fostering understanding and respect. By approaching these subtle signals with curiosity and emotional intelligence, you can create a space for authentic, meaningful interaction. This measured awareness deepens connections and aligns with the Stoic practice of cultivating empathy and self-control. In this way, the neck becomes not just a symbol of physical attraction, but also a gateway to building trust and intimacy in human relationships. 21. Turning her knees and legs towards the man. The orientation of a woman's knees and legs is a subtle yet revealing form of body language that speaks volumes about her interest and focus. When she positions her knees and legs toward you, this alignment acts as a nonverbal signal of attention and attraction. This deliberate physical orientation creates a metaphorical triangle of personal space, emphasizing an exclusive connection with you, while subtly warding off external distractions. Without saying a word, this gesture conveys the message: "You are the center of my attention." This body language extends beyond mere comfort. It signifies intentionality and purpose. When a woman directs her body towards someone, it demonstrates a willingness to engage and form a connection. It's not just a casual adjustment of posture, but an act that aligns her emotional focus with her physical presence. By tuning out surrounding stimuli, she is prioritizing the interaction, creating an atmosphere of intimacy and shared focus. This alignment communicates openness, an essential foundation for building rapport and fostering deeper emotional connections. From an evolutionary perspective, this gesture has its roots in nonverbal cues used to signal trust and interest. Humans have long relied on body language to communicate intentions without words, and aligning one's body toward another remains a timeless method of showing receptiveness and attraction. The act of turning her legs and knees towards someone demonstrates not only attention but also a subconscious desire to establish and maintain a connection. In the context of Stoicism, observing and interpreting such gestures embodies the principle of mindfulness, an awareness of subtle signals and their underlying meanings. Stoic philosophy encourages us to focus on understanding actions rather than making hasty judgments. By paying attention to a woman's body language, such as her leg orientation, you can respond with thoughtful consideration and respect. This approach fosters meaningful interactions based on genuine understanding rather than assumptions. Ultimately, the way a woman positions her knees and legs may seem like a small detail, but it carries profound implications for connection and communication. Recognizing and appreciating this nonverbal cue opens the door to more authentic and meaningful interactions, allowing both parties to engage in a silent yet powerful dialogue of trust and attraction. Concluding our exploration of 21 body language signs of female sexual attraction, I hope you've gained valuable insights into recognizing and understanding these subtle cues. Applying these principles enhances your interactions and builds deeper connections. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If unsure what to write, simply type, "I dare," to indicate you reached the end. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, join our community now. Don't rush to leave just yet because our adventure isn't over. I'll share a bit more about the differences in body language between women and men. What are the similarities and differences? Could it be that the signals you're showing to express your interest in her might be interpreted by her in the opposite way? Let's find out more. Body language. Men versus women. The dance of attraction is a complex yet fascinating interplay of verbal and nonverbal communication. While words can articulate thoughts and intentions, our bodies often convey a deeper, more unfiltered truth. Nonverbal cues such as posture, gestures, and eye contact create a rich tapestry of communication that complements and sometimes contradicts what is spoken aloud. Understanding this silent language is particularly important in romantic contexts, where even a slight misinterpretation can lead to confusion or missed opportunities. Studies, such as those published in Frontiers in Psychology, highlight the inherent differences in how men and women interpret body language. Men tend to excel at identifying positive signals, while women are more skilled at recognizing negative or neutral cues. These differences can make interactions both intriguing and challenging, as they shape how attraction is expressed and perceived. Men and women have distinct ways of using body language, shaped by evolution, culture, and personal experiences. Eye contact, for example, is often the first and most impactful form of silent communication. Women typically use brief glances to show interest, a behavior supported by research like the 1985 University of Missouri study, which highlights how these fleeting looks provide a safe way to gauge attraction. Such glances are subtle, allowing women to maintain an air of mystery while assessing potential suitors discreetly. Men, on the other hand, are more inclined toward prolonged eye contact, a behavior rooted in evolutionary drives to demonstrate confidence and dominance. This difference creates a silent yet dynamic conversation that often forms the foundation of attraction. Posture also reveals a notable gender divide. Men often adopt expansive, open stances, such as spreading their arms or legs, to display confidence and assertiveness. This behavior, known as territorial posturing, is rooted in an evolutionary need to project strength and dominance. Women, however, are more likely to assume smaller, more reserved postures initially, such as crossing their legs or arms. While these positions may appear closed off at first, they often shift to more open stances as trust and comfort develop. When it comes to gestures, men and women once again differ. Men frequently use broad, exaggerated gestures, such as animated hand movements or a pronounced laugh, to capture attention and assert their presence. Women, on the other hand, rely on smaller, more nuanced gestures. Actions like playing with their hair, lightly touching their neck, or adjusting their clothing are subtle yet effective ways women signal attraction or interest. These movements are often paired with an air of flirtation, drawing attention without being overly overt. Finally, the way touch is used in body language varies. Men often use deliberate, firm touches, such as a pat on the back or a playful nudge, to establish connection. Women, however, are more likely to employ light, fleeting touches on the arm or shoulder to signal interest, creating a sense of intimacy without overwhelming the recipient. Yet, the way these cues are interpreted can differ as well. Women's heightened sensitivity to negative and neutral body language can sometimes lead to misjudgments, where a man's subtle signals of attraction might be perceived as indifference. Conversely, men's tendency to focus on positive cues can result in misinterpretation of friendly gestures as signs of romantic interest. These differences emphasize the need for careful observation and context in decoding body language, as even the slightest misstep can change the course of an interaction. The digital era has added a new layer of complexity to the dynamics of attraction. Online dating and digital communication lack the physical cues of in-person interactions, but have introduced their own form of non-verbal signals. Texting, for instance, involves what can be described as digital body language. The tone of messages, punctuation, and response times all contribute to the unspoken narrative of interest and intent. Enthusiastic punctuation, such as exclamation marks or the use of emojis, often suggests a higher level of engagement. A quick, thoughtful reply can signal attentiveness, while delays or terse responses may indicate disinterest. Emojis, in particular, have become a modern extension of body language. A simple smiley face can convey friendliness, while a heart-eyed emoji or blushing face may suggest romantic interest. However, interpreting digital signals requires a nuanced approach. Cultural differences and individual preferences heavily influence emoji usage, making it essential to consider the overall context of the conversation rather than relying solely on these symbols. Despite these differences, men and women share some universal body language traits. Both genders tend to mirror each other's movements when feeling comfortable or connected. This subconscious synchronization often occurs during engaging conversations or shared experiences, indicating rapport and mutual interest. Additionally, both men and women use smiling as a universal sign of friendliness and warmth. A genuine smile that reaches the eyes, known as a Duchenne smile, is a universally positive cue across genders. Similarly, leaning in during a conversation signals attentiveness and interest regardless of gender. Misinterpretation of body language can lead to unintended consequences in communication. For example, a man's expansive gestures or prolonged eye contact, intended to convey confidence, might be perceived by a woman as aggressive or overwhelming. Conversely, a woman's subtle gestures, like playing with her hair or a light touch, might be misread by a man as romantic interest when it is simply friendly or habitual behavior. These misunderstandings highlight the importance of considering context and combining nonverbal signals with verbal communication to ensure clarity. The key to effectively interpreting body language lies in understanding its nuances and recognizing that individual differences often outweigh gender norms. Observing patterns of behavior rather than isolated actions can provide a clearer picture of intent. By being mindful of how our own nonverbal cues might be received and seeking clarification when unsure, we can bridge the gap between intention and interpretation. This approach fosters better communication and deeper connections, allowing body language to serve as a bridge rather than a barrier in relationships. Social media interactions further complicate the digital dating landscape. Actions such as consistently liking posts, leaving thoughtful comments, or viewing stories may indicate interest. However, these behaviors can also be ambiguous, as they might stem from platonic appreciation or casual scrolling habits. As with in-person body language, interpreting digital cues requires looking at patterns and behaviors over time, rather than isolated incidents. In both physical and digital settings, body language can serve as a valuable tool for understanding attraction. Observing how someone sits, gestures, or responds in conversation can provide insight into their level of interest. Similarly, paying attention to the tone and pacing of digital communication can reveal enthusiasm or hesitation. However, it is important to strike a balance between observation and over-analysis. Obsessing over every glance, gesture, or delayed response can create unnecessary anxiety and lead to misinterpretations. Instead, focus on the broader context of interactions and prioritize genuine connection over deciphering subtle cues. Moreover, while nonverbal communication is powerful, it should not replace open, honest dialogue. Verbal expressions of feelings and intentions are equally vital in building trust and mutual understanding. Combining body language with clear communication can help eliminate ambiguity, creating a stronger foundation for relationships. The role of body language extends beyond the initial stages of attraction and continues to play a crucial part in long-term relationships. As couples grow closer, nonverbal cues often evolve to reflect deeper intimacy and understanding. Shared glances, synchronized movements, and comfortable silences become indicators of emotional connection. Physical touch, such as holding hands or leaning into one another, reinforces feelings of security and closeness. However, negative body language can also reveal underlying issues in a relationship. Averted gazes, crossed arms, or a noticeable lack of physical affection might signal emotional distance or unresolved conflict. Recognizing these signs early on can provide an opportunity for couples to address concerns before they escalate. In this way, body language becomes both a barometer of relationship health and a tool for fostering communication. When relationships feel stagnant, positive body language can help reignite the spark. Simple acts such as maintaining eye contact during conversations or initiating affectionate gestures can strengthen bonds and remind partners of the connection they share. By being intentional with nonverbal cues, couples can continue to nurture their relationship, even in its later stages. Developing a deeper understanding of body language can significantly enhance one's ability to navigate romantic and social interactions. Awareness of one's own nonverbal signals, such as posture, gestures, and facial expressions, allows for more intentional communication. At the same time, observing and interpreting others' body language provides valuable insights into their emotions and intentions. However, it is crucial to remember that body language is highly individual and influenced by cultural norms, personality traits, and situational factors. Making assumptions based solely on nonverbal cues can lead to misunderstandings, emphasizing the importance of considering the broader context. Empathy also plays a key role in mastering body language. Observing micro-expressions, such as fleeting smiles or frowns, can reveal someone's emotional state and foster a deeper sense of understanding. This skill not only enhances romantic relationships but also strengthens connections in platonic and professional settings. Ultimately, body language should be viewed as a complement to verbal communication rather than a standalone guide. By combining an understanding of nonverbal cues with clear, honest dialogue, individuals can navigate the complexities of human interaction with greater confidence and authenticity. Body language is a profound yet often overlooked aspect of communication. In romantic contexts, it acts as a silent symphony, orchestrating the nuances of attraction, connection, and understanding. While men and women use and interpret these cues differently, their shared importance in building and sustaining relationships cannot be understated. By learning to recognize and respond to nonverbal signals, individuals can enhance their interactions and deepen their connections. However, the true art of communication lies in balance. Overanalyzing body language can lead to unnecessary stress, while ignoring it entirely may result in missed opportunities. The key is to approach nonverbal cues with mindfulness and context, using them as a tool to complement open communication. Whether in the early stages of attraction or in the heart of a long-term relationship, mastering body language allows individuals to navigate the intricate dance of human connection with grace and confidence. If you find this content engaging, don't forget to like and subscribe. These are just a few examples of the body language signals she uses to show she's giving you the green light. Up next, we'll dive deeper into the verbal cues and perspectives you might have missed, subtle signs from her words and viewpoints that reveal her interest. Stay tuned. Older men always miss these signs. A younger woman likes them, age gap love. Green flags from young woman. Number 1. She says guys her age are immature. My ex is immature and I was so tired of that. If the girl across from you says this, congratulations, you've entered the green zone. When a younger woman mentions that guys her age are immature, how to request intimacy from a woman, psychological trick. Men, let's be direct. Have you ever yearned for a deeper, more intimate connection with a woman, yet felt unsure of how to proceed? Are you afraid that you're doing something wrong, that she'll end up liking you less and becoming more distant? But if you don't do anything, nothing will improve. People often fear change, not realizing that sometimes not changing is far scarier. And that's why we're here today, to help you address what causes distance in relationships and how can you bridge the gap. In this video, we'll reveal the 6 common causes of misunderstandings in relationships, helping you get to the root of these issues and guiding you on how to request intimacy from a woman. This approach will transform how you think about intimacy, fostering self-assurance, emotional stability, and greater control over your relationship. Are you ready to master not only your own emotions, but also to create a safe, connected space for her? 6. Common causes of misunderstandings in relationships. 1. Men are more likely to ask, whereas women are more likely to hint. One of the common causes of misunderstanding in relationships is the difference between direct and indirect communication styles. Men are typically more likely to ask directly for what they want or need, while women often use hints or subtle cues. This difference can lead to frustration when a woman's hints go unnoticed, or when a man's directness feels too blunt. For example, a woman might hint at wanting more affection by bringing up a movie where the couple is very affectionate, hoping her partner will connect the dots. If he doesn't pick up on the hint, she may feel disappointed, thinking he should have understood her unspoken desire. Men, on the other hand, may be puzzled by the lack of clear requests, finding it challenging to guess the true needs behind hints. They may interpret the hint as just casual conversation, not realizing there's an underlying message. This difference can lead to both partners feeling unfulfilled or unheard. To bridge this gap, both partners can benefit from open communication. Women can try to express their needs more directly, and men can work on recognizing subtle cues, creating a balance where both feel understood. Recognizing these differences can help couples move past misunderstandings, fostering a more fulfilling and communicative relationship. 2. Women are usually more interested in the details. Another common cause of misunderstanding is the difference in attention to detail. Women are often more inclined to focus on the details of a situation or story, while men may zero in on the main point or outcome. For instance, when a woman recounts a conversation with a friend, she might include the nuances of tone, body language, and emotional undertones. Her partner, on the other hand, may be primarily interested in the core issue and skip over what he sees as unnecessary details. This difference in focus can lead to feelings of frustration on both sides. The woman might feel her partner isn't fully listening or valuing her perspective, while the man may feel overwhelmed by the amount of information. He may wonder why all the details are necessary, seeing them as irrelevant to the main point. Understanding these differences can help improve communication. Men can practice active listening, showing an interest in the details that matter to their partner, while women can consider summarizing or highlighting the essential points first. This approach allows both partners to feel their communication styles are respected, reducing the chance for misunderstandings. 3. Men and women often have different understandings of listening versus solving. One of the most prominent differences between men and women in relationships lies in the approach to problem solving versus simply listening. Men are generally wired to take an action-oriented approach, seeking to solve problems as soon as they're presented. Women, on the other hand, often value listening and emotional support over immediate solutions. When a woman shares a problem or frustration, she's often looking for empathy and validation rather than advice. However, her partner may feel compelled to suggest solutions or fix the issue, thinking he's helping. This misalignment can lead to misunderstandings, with the woman feeling unheard and the man feeling frustrated when his solutions aren't appreciated. She might interpret his response as a lack of empathy, while he might feel his efforts are unvalued. For better communication, it helps for men to focus on empathizing before offering solutions, allowing their partner to feel genuinely heard. Women, in turn, can express when they're seeking advice versus when they're just looking for support. This clarity helps reduce misunderstandings and enables both partners to respond in ways that make each other feel valued and understood. 4. Men tend to compartmentalize. Women tend to think big picture. A fundamental difference in the way men and women process thoughts and emotions is how they compartmentalize or approach the big picture. Men are often more inclined to compartmentalize their thoughts and emotions, separating different areas of their lives and addressing issues individually. Women, however, may tend to think more holistically, viewing relationships, emotions, and responsibilities as interconnected. For example, if a couple has an argument in the morning, a man might be able to go to work and focus solely on his tasks, setting aside the argument until later. The woman, however, may find it difficult to disconnect from the disagreement, viewing it as part of a larger relationship dynamic that needs immediate attention. This difference can cause misunderstandings, especially if one partner feels neglected when the other seems unfazed by unresolved issues. By acknowledging and respecting these approaches, couples can find a balance. Women can work on compartmentalizing when necessary, while men can strive to address relational issues more promptly. Mutual understanding here can help partners appreciate each other's perspectives, reducing friction and strengthening the relationship. 5. Women often say too much and men often say too little. The differences in communication styles are a classic source of misunderstandings, with women often inclined to share more details and express themselves fully, while men may opt for brevity. Women might articulate a variety of emotions, thoughts, and perceptions in an effort to fully convey what's on their mind. Men, however, may choose to focus on concise communication, aiming to get to the point. This discrepancy can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or feelings of disconnect. Women may feel their partner is withholding information or is uninterested in fully engaging, while men may feel overwhelmed by what they perceive as excessive information. Both parties might end up feeling frustrated, thinking the other doesn't understand or respect their communication needs. To navigate this difference, it can be helpful for women to recognize that brevity doesn't necessarily indicate disinterest, while men can make an effort to share a bit more detail. Finding a middle ground where both partners feel heard and understood helps prevent misunderstandings and fosters a stronger, more open connection. 6. Women often like reassurance, and men may not understand why. Another common cause of misunderstanding in relationships is the need for reassurance. Many women value verbal and emotional reassurance as a way to feel secure and connected. Whether it's receiving a compliment or hearing affirmations of love and commitment, these gestures often help women feel emotionally secure. Men, on the other hand, may not always understand the importance of these reassurances, or might assume that once something is said, it's implicitly understood. This difference can lead to feelings of insecurity for women if they don't receive the reassurance they crave, and it can make men feel pressured or confused about the need for repeated affirmations. Women might perceive their partner's reluctance to reassure as emotional distance, while men might feel they are being asked to prove something that is already clear to them. For better understanding, both partners can work on appreciating each other's needs. Men can recognize that reassurance can be a simple but effective way to support their partner emotionally, while women can communicate this need in a way that doesn't feel burdensome. By understanding the value of reassurance and making it a natural part of communication, couples can prevent misunderstandings and deepen their emotional bond. And those are the 6 reasons why conflicts often arise between men and women, leading to emotional distance. Understanding these causes will help you grasp the root of the problem, making it easier to explore the methods we'll discuss in just a few moments. Do you find this content helpful? If so, please comment agree below, give us a like and subscribe so you won't miss more valuable content. If you have any suggestions, we're ready to listen and discuss. Thank you. As mentioned, we're about to dive into how to request intimacy from a woman. Stay tuned. How to request intimacy from a woman. Visualize this scenario. You're with a woman you've been dating, a palpable connection between you. You're ready to elevate the relationship, but anxiety clouds your confidence, leaving you uncertain about how to broach the topic. What if I'm rejected? What if she withdraws? These are the wrong questions. The crucial question is, how can Stoic principles reshape the dynamic, fostering her comfort and even reciprocal desire for intimacy? Join me for the next several minutes and you'll gain the tools to navigate this sensitive topic with respect, psychological insight, and a foundation in Stoic philosophy. This isn't typical dating advice. It's about achieving mastery in emotional and psychological connection, a skill often neglected by men. Let's begin. The psychology of intimacy, vulnerability as strength. Intimacy thrives on a delicate balance between vulnerability and strength. Merging these two aspects might seem paradoxical. After all, vulnerability is often misinterpreted as weakness or oversharing, while strength is associated with emotional restraint. However, when combined effectively, vulnerability and strength create a powerful magnetism that deepens attraction and connection. At its core, vulnerability isn't about laying bare every feeling or fear, but rather embodying authenticity. It's about openly expressing your emotions, needs, and intentions without appearing needy or desperate. True vulnerability in this context means you can share your feelings honestly while maintaining emotional stability, revealing a genuine self-confidence that enhances attraction. Within frameworks like Stoicism, vulnerability isn't about losing control of one's emotions. Rather, it involves showing your true self with poise and sincerity. This nuanced approach signals a level of emotional maturity, allowing you to be transparent about your feelings without the weight of emotional demands. When expressing a desire for intimacy, a calm, confident, and composed demeanor can make all the difference. For example, consider saying something like, "I've truly valued our time together and feel a profound connection with you. I'd love to explore a deeper level of intimacy, as I believe it could strengthen what we have." This statement is powerful for several reasons. It is direct and sincere, leaving no room for ambiguity. Rather than manipulating or pressuring, it frames intimacy as a shared journey, one that could enhance the relationship as a whole, rather than simply fulfill personal desires. Why is this blend of vulnerability and strength so compelling? It taps into a basic human need for connection. When you show vulnerability, you signal a willingness to be open and deepen the bond, indicating that you're not just there for superficial moments but for genuine connection. By pairing this openness with strength, you convey that your desire for intimacy stems from self-assuredness rather than desperation, building an aura of security and trust. Women, in particular, are more inclined to embrace intimacy when they sense emotional stability and presence in a partner. Knowing that their partner is both emotionally available and grounded creates a safe space for connection, making intimacy feel enriching rather than risky. This approach to intimacy, merging vulnerability with strength, does more than deepen attraction. It lays a foundation for trust, respect, and genuine closeness. In a world where relationships often lack authenticity, this combination stands out, revealing that true intimacy isn't about dependence or need, but about a powerful, mutual connection grounded in honesty and strength. Stoicism and patience, allowing her to lead. Patience lies at the heart of Stoicism, and in a world that often prioritizes speed and instant gratification, it has become an attractive and rare quality. When building a connection or seeking intimacy, allowing the woman to dictate the pace is not a sign of passivity or lack of interest. It's an intentional act of respect and understanding. Stoic patience is not passive waiting. Rather, it's a form of active engagement, a mindful presence that allows space for natural progression without interference. In the context of intimacy, this patience acknowledges that each person has their own timeline and comfort level, and rushing these can create tension, anxiety, or even reluctance. Allowing her to take the lead creates an environment of ease and trust, essential elements for a deeper connection. After expressing your interest in intimacy, it's vital to grant her space to reflect and respond at her own pace. This pause, though it might feel awkward or suspenseful, is essential. In this silence, a transformation can occur. It allows her to process her feelings, reflect on her desires, and consider her comfort without the pressure of immediate reciprocation. She can arrive at her decision in her own time, without feeling rushed or coerced. This respect for her process is not only empowering but also communicates that her feelings and boundaries matter. While waiting, your demeanor and body language should reinforce this patience and openness. Maintain steady eye contact, a relaxed posture, and open body language. This physical expression of calm confidence and patience reinforces the respect you're extending by allowing her to take the lead. By demonstrating that you are at ease with her preferred tempo, you create a safe space for her emotional expression, which is critical for fostering genuine intimacy. Patience in this way is profoundly impactful because it shows that your interest goes beyond immediate gratification. It's about building a foundation based on mutual respect and understanding. Your willingness to wait demonstrates emotional maturity and self-mastery, qualities that are not only appealing but increasingly rare. It shows that you can navigate the complexities of intimacy with a steady hand and an open heart, which in turn signals that your connection isn't just about physical intimacy, but about nurturing a meaningful bond. By embodying this stoic patience, you show that you are not only present, but also profoundly respectful of her needs and her journey, creating a relationship dynamic grounded in trust and respect. In this video, we've explored several key signs of interest that women often display, providing valuable insights into the dating landscape. We discussed how lingering eye contact and personal space can create tension, signaling her attraction. We also highlighted the significance of her casual comments about future plans, which can serve as invitations to deepen your connection. Additionally, we examined how a woman's curiosity about your dating status and her efforts in appearance can indicate her interest in you. Recognizing these subtle cues is essential for navigating romantic relationships effectively. As we wrap up, it's important to emphasize the value of being bold and confident in dating. Taking the initiative to respond to these signs can lead to more meaningful connections and enhance your overall dating experience. Don't hesitate to express your feelings and intentions when you notice her interest. Confidence can be incredibly attractive. We encourage you to engage with this content by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and sharing it with friends who might benefit from these insights. Your support helps us create more valuable content that can guide you in your dating journey. Remember, understanding these signs and being proactive can significantly improve your chances of building a strong connection. So, take what you've learned today, apply it in your interactions, and watch how it transforms your dating life. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to bringing you more tips and strategies in future videos.